Hey, everyone. So, I have a very special guest to introduce to you today. This is my twin flame coaching student, Gretel.
Hello.
So, I just found out a few days ago that Gretel here is already married to her twin flame. She even contacted us and sent us a beautiful photo from their wedding day.
Mhm.
And that was super cool, super exciting. You guys are a cute couple, by the way.
Thank you.
Super cute together. So I have to ask, my curiosity is getting the best of me here. How did you guys meet?
I always laugh when people ask me this because it's a very funny story, the way things happened. Um, I was in a place during the pandemic, renting out a room in the apartment I was living at, and he was looking for a place too. And then it happened, like I interviewed this person, and yeah, like the first time I saw him, I was just wondering, like, why was I feeling those things? Because I was back in the days when things were happening in a relationship. And of course, I was feeling guilty, for feeling these kind of things towards someone else that was not my boyfriend back in the days.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, things
And it just kind of
happened.
happens that way. Like you see them and you feel drawn to them
Yeah,
and
and
you
it's
do
like,
not know why.
what?
Yeah.
Like,
Like, why am
what?
I so attracted to this person?
Yeah, exactly. And I'm not sure if he felt the same way about things. But yeah, as soon as I opened the door of the apartment and I saw him just to greet him, yeah, I was like,
Instantly,
what?
you were like, bam.
Like, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I've always like believed in synchronicities and things like that, but that one felt like particularly strong.
Uh huh.
And yeah, I remember that night after that happened, the first encounter, I had a dream where we were together, like we were just like hugging each other, cuddling. And I'm like, no, 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 I
Mhm.
don't need these things to happen to me. So I
Right.
just left it there. And then we started to engage in more interactions. We became friends like almost immediately, talking about
Now,
deep
now,
stuff.
what happened? What happened after he started to pull away? Tell me about that. That's the fun part, right?
So we were, yeah, like we were friends at first, and then we both like left the apartment we were living at. I parted ways, like I was doing my own thing, and then he visited like a year after we met, and yeah, the attraction was there. I was no longer in a relationship, so we started to interact a little bit more. That was for about 2 months. We even like planned a trip together to celebrate our birthdays
Mhm.
together. That just like it I don't know if you want to call it this a coincidence, but we his birthday's 2 days before mine.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, we did this trip together, and it went awesome. But
Mhm.
then, boom,
Yeah, and it
it
was
was too
only about
much.
2 months, huh? And then he started to
Yeah.
like pull away and reject you and
Yes.
cancel plans, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And
Yes.
that's not true for everybody, just for the viewers watching, but it is like the vast majority of people that I work with. The little bubble phase is like six to
Yeah.
eight
It's
weeks
very
usually.
intense.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
intense, but it's short.
Yeah. Like
Now,
people,
what
people,
happened?
people know how it is.
What? Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's the part everybody wants to have happen again.
Yeah.
Is the little
So
bubble
what were you
phase.
gonna say?
I was gonna say, what happened after he started running? What was your experience like at that point?
Of course it was tough. I have to say that it was the toughest moment ever. But it's only because, like you're saying, and you've said, something is dying. The ego is dying, and
Mm-hmm.
that's freaking painful. And there's a lot of resistance in between, and you really don't understand what's going on. But that's part of the expansion.
Yeah,
Like you have to let go and you have to let
but
it
you
die for
you
you to
you
become.
you just for our viewers, so that they know they're not crazy and they're not alone.
They're not.
You were having the obsessive thinking
Yeah.
like it's happening to you. I don't know why I'm thinking about this person so
Yes.
much.
Yes.
You're desperate. You're in agony. You've never been through a breakup like this before. What the hell is
No.
wrong with me? Why am
Yeah.
I so fucked up off of this person?
Mm-hmm.
Right. And
Yeah.
you've had other breakups before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Several. yeah, but this was particularly weird and more
Uh-huh.
intense in
Anything else?
severity.
Numbers? Like, did any of that shit start happening at any
Oh,
point?
for sure. Like in even like after with when we started interacting, I started to see 1111 everywhere. I started to see your birthdays, the birthday numbers, license plates, like ongoing, like three times in a row, like
Mm-hmm.
a lot of synchronicities, or seeing the name everywhere, or being reminded, by random conversations. And
Mm-hmm.
not only things related to him as a person, but things to what I was thinking, like I would be thinking about something and I would just like immediately turn my head and see it
Uh-huh.
manifested in the material world. And I'm just
Yeah.
like, what the heck is going
Has
on? Maybe this is time
anything
for you to know.
this this whole entire experience that you're describing, has anything like that ever happened before in your life?
No, never.
Yeah.
Like I'm saying, like I've always experienced like weird dreams and weird situations, but nothing as intense as this
Right.
was. It
Yeah,
was
it's
like
like all day, every day,
skyrocketing,
like bam, bam, bam. You're getting
Yeah,
hit by,
yeah.
yeah.
I remember I was journaling a lot because you have to go within, and you have to like find that voice within you. And I was writing things and I was just like asking the universe, come on, leave me alone. I'm not understanding what the heck is
Uh-huh.
going on,
Like, why are you like, why so many signs and
Yeah, so
synchronicities like
many. It
all at
was so
once?
exhausting, to be
Right.
honest.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So for everybody watching, you're not crazy.
Mm-mm.
Because what she's describing, I went through, and you guys are going through it. That's the way it is, guys. You're on a spiritual
Yeah.
awakening. You met your twin flame.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, next, you found me.
Yeah.
What happened?
Everything started to resonate. What you were saying, like I really like the way you put it. It was funny. It was simple to understand, and I kind of wanted more and more because I felt like I had found someone that A was understanding what I was going through, and B a friend. Even though I like never talked to you before, I'm like, okay, this guy's my dude, because like you're in the same wavelength with someone else. You don't really have to be in physical contact with someone just to feel like
Yeah.
you guys are on the same level. But anyways, that's how I felt. And
I'm kind of a down to earth kind of guy,
yeah,
you know. I
that's
cuss
what I
and
really
stuff.
like, and the sense of humor too.
Yeah.
I would just like binge watch your YouTube videos and listen to you while driving, all the time. And while driving and listening to you, a bunch of synchronicities were happening as
Hmm.
well. Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
hear that a
yeah, I'm
lot.
like, yeah, sure, I should just like listen to this guy more often. And then when I was like going even crazier in my journey, I just decided to pay for the course.
Hmm.
Okay, that was like a part of me surrendering. I had my doubts, I wasn't sure if I was doing the right thing. Like, who on earth, goes to through this and does it and handles it this way? But there's a part of you that knows that you should
Hmm.
do what you should do.
Yeah.
And things were resonating so much. I'm like, okay, why not? I'm not rich, but I can afford,
Yeah.
the
Fuck it.
payment.
I can't handle this
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah,
Tired
no,
of suffering.
yeah. And then I started taking the course. Yeah.
And then what?
And things were happening, like I feel like I was really following through. I watched the
How did
course
you
once.
feel? Like, let's say 2 to 3 months after you started following the steps in my program.
I felt that I was walking on a new path, but there was an old part of me that wanted to pull me away from that path, that wanted to
Yeah.
take me away, like
Hmm.
that resistance was still there. And it was hard. It was hard at the beginning, but then even more synchronicities were happening, and things that I really wanted to experience came into my life just to show me that that's not what I needed. So then always like what you said in the course and in the videos always came to me like, okay, he was right. He was right
Yeah. You
after all,
started having experiences. Maybe your
Yeah.
twin flame came back and you're like,
Yeah. And I
oh,
was
I get it
totally
now.
ignoring them
Yeah.
because you're
So
like,
what?
don't take the
So
bait.
before we run out of time, what was the
Mhm.
big breakthrough that you had that changed it all? And now, obviously, you guys are married. What happened? What made things all
Uh,
right?
Long story short, I made a trip to his hometown with some relatives for Christmas,
Hmm.
and I thought I had just left everything behind, you know, and then no, everything was still there, the memories, the flashbacks, and everything, the feeling. And I was like, okay, I need to let go of this person and this whole situation. I'm done. Like, I'm just like,
Ah,
yeah,
uh-huh.
I'm done. Like, that was me telling myself, really, I'm done and you cannot handle this anymore. Literally 2 days after, I said no more of these to myself. He showed up.
He shows up. That's it.
Literally.
And that's what I'm always saying to people on this journey. And of course, you know, in my coaching program, I take you through the steps of how to make that a way of life par
Hmm.
excellence. Well,
Yeah.
Gretel, any parting comments that you'd like to make?
Follow your heart and say what Kurt tells you to do.
Yeah,
It's
detaching from
not
your
hard.
twin flame works.
Yeah, things are very simple.
It is.
Yeah.
It's the
Hmm.
ego that makes it all complicated.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
totally. Well, Gretel, thank you so much for sharing your
Thank
story
you.
today.
Hmm.
Congratulations again. Thanks for watching, guys.